I am Dr. Vishal Jadhav, the founder and director of Hospertz India Private Limited. We are the only company in India who give complete turnkey solutions for a healthcare setup. We don't only take care of pre-turnkey services like providing designing, giving them construction solutions, but also provide with post-commissioning services like equipment planning and manpower services. We don't stop here, but also through our channel of corporate and healthcare partners, we help our client to make their venture 100% sure shot success. As we are also aware that through our series of webinar, we are trying our best to give our client the best support whenever he comes to a plan of coming up with a healthcare setup. What do we have today? So today, ever in any webinar, you must have never come across such experience of getting a live 3D or three-dimensional service, three-dimensional support of a multi-speciality hospital. So before beginning my webinar, I would personally like to thank all my followers and all my friends to give me a tremendous support for this webinar. And there was a unique request come through my few followers that why don't I use national language for this webinar. So आज से हम इंग्लिश और हिंदी ये दोनों भाषा का प्रयोग करके हम लोग ये पूरा वेबिनार को आपको इस माध्यम में समझाने की कोशिश करेंगे. So what do we have here? We have here a multi-speciality hospital, a 3D structure, a 3D model of a multi-speciality hospital, which is somewhat 250 to 300 bedded, and it has all the top-notch facilities, amenities, and as well as we have planned it in a very futuristic way. If you go on the terrace end of this structure, you may see a helipad and solar systems. So the intention of having helipad लाने की ये जरूरत है कि आप जब एक छोटे विलेज या टाउन या टियर 2 सिटी में जाते हो तो वहाँ ट्रांसपोर्टेशन के बहुत बड़े चैलेंजेस होते हैं. तो काफी हॉस्पिटल्स जिसमें हेलीपैड के सर्विसेज है वहाँ आप एयर एम्बुलेंस सर्विसेज के थ्रू पेशेंट को रिमोट लोकेशंस में या हाई माउंटेन रेंजेस में या फ्लड फेमेन एरिया से लेके यहाँ ड्रॉप कर सकते हो और यहाँ इसकी ट्रीटमेंट इस हॉस्पिटल में शुरू हो सकती है. तो हेलीपैड एक नया डिमांड, एक रिक्वेस्ट मल्टी स्पेशलिटी हॉस्पिटल, सुपर स्पेशलिटी हॉस्पिटल्स के लिए आजकल बहुत आ रहा है. सोलर सिस्टम की ये रिक्वायरमेंट आती है. तो एज यू आर ऑल अवेयर दैट यूटिलिटी cost is the biggest challenge when it comes to operational expenses for any particular hospital. So solar system is a part of green hospital, as we say. It reduces your electricity bills for more than 30 to 40% of your regular monthly bill. So these are few of the amenities which we have added up into this multi-speciality hospital. In the next series of webinar, my architects will come over and talk to you about each and every service in detail. But me as a doctor, I would like to chip in into few points which comes to my mind when you fix up or select for a healthcare structure. So many doctors, many colleagues in my profession has come to me asking me कि डॉक्टर साहब मुझे कोई प्रोजेक्ट अगर बनाना है हॉस्पिटल का तो क्या चीजों का ध्यान मैंने रखना चाहिए. तो before starting that, I would like to broadly classify selection of healthcare structure into two categories: a brownfield category and a greenfield category. So greenfield category वो होता है जहाँ खाली लैंड रहता है या barren लैंड रहता है. उस लैंड पे हम लोग एक स्ट्रक्चर डिजाइन करते हैं जो एक हॉस्पिटल स्ट्रक्चर करके बनता है. और ब्राउनफील्ड वो प्रोजेक्ट होता है जिसमें एक स्ट्रक्चर बनाया है कोई और कंस्ट्रक्शन कंपनी ने, और वो एक कमर्शियल स्ट्रक्चर हो या रेसिडेंशियल स्ट्रक्चर हो, और उसमें डॉक्टर हमारे पास आते हैं कि हमें यहाँ एक नर्सिंग होम, क्लिनिक या एक मल्टी स्पेशलिटी हॉस्पिटल बांट के दीजिए. आपको यू मस्ट बी अवेयर अबाउट दिस दैट people or doctors who are practicing in big cities, the affordability of having a greenfield project is very less likely. So obviously brownfield projects are the common demand which we come across for a big town cities. But when we come across our super specialist clients, when we come across smaller towns, the demand is more for the greenfield projects. So I will explain you stepwise that what is the common things you have to consider into your mind whenever you are selecting a greenfield project or a brownfield project. So this particular structure will be considered as a greenfield project where a land has been selected and a structure is built across this entire land. Okay. So सबसे पहला सवाल ग्रीनफील्ड प्रोजेक्ट में डॉक्टर्स मुझे करते हैं कि लैंड सिलेक्शन हम कैसे करें। तो लैंड सिलेक्ट करते समय हमें क्या-क्या चीजों का ध्यान या ख्याल रखना चाहिए। So first of all, the most important thing is the area which we selected and the accessibility of that area which we need to select. So कोई भी land structure या land parcel आप select करोगे, you need to understand that that area should be good connectivity from road, from train as well as from air, and that will help you to get better business, better opportunities for that particular land and healthcare structure. Secondly, the medical manpower is the biggest challenge for any multi-specialty hospital. So all doctors have this complaint कि मैंने हॉस्पिटल तो मान लिया लेकिन मेरे मेडिकल मैनपावर को एक्सेसिबिलिटी उस हॉस्पिटल के पास आने के लिए बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज हो जाता है। So that structure should be easily connected to nearby townships or residential projects, whereby you can arrange some quarters to your long-term manpower who stay with you, and that accessibility is easier to this hospital. Nevertheless, you should always consider the local township plans and the norms which are required for that land, which before buying any property for yourself. So my personal suggestion to you is before purchasing a land, you should connect a good healthcare architect who, along with the documents which are required for the land, will give you the complete insight that how beneficial that land can be in long term for you. For example, many land projects we have seen where big electrical towers go by, where there is a setback area, where there is a government land besides, where there are certain areas where it can be going for road widening. So if you buy that property, as you are not aware about all such future plans of that particular township, then you may further lose the land area and compromise with a smaller structure. So my personal suggestion to you is that next time, whenever you are buying a property or a land parcel, connect to a healthcare architect who will give you a complete detail of all such ideas. उसके लिए आपको आर्किटेक्ट को कुछ रेलेवेंट डॉक्यूमेंट शेयर करने पड़ेंगे, जैसे कि महाराष्ट्र में उसको 7/12 डॉक्यूमेंट बोलते हैं और आउट ऑफ महाराष्ट्र उसे खसरा सर्टिफिकेट या टिक्का सर्टिफिकेट बोलते हैं। ये सर्टिफिकेट के द्वारा और गूगल टैगिंग के द्वारा उस पर्टिकुलर लैंड पार्सल का पूरे डिटेल हम जान सकते हैं और उस डिटेलिंग के कारण आपको इस पर्टिकुलर स्ट्रक्चर में फ्यूचर में कोई गवर्नमेंट का प्रोजेक्ट आ रहा है, कोई इलेक्ट्रिकल टावर आ रहा है, कोई अगल बगल में ऐसे कोई सेक्शन आ रहा है गवर्नमेंट का जो हॉस्पिटल को फ्यूचर में कॉम्प्रोमाइज कर सकता है, इन सब चीजों का क्लियरिटी आपको मिल जाएगा। One most important thing I would like to mention you that whenever you are selecting a land parcel, always check for the shape of the land. That is very important thing. As a doctor and as my fellow architects have told me, a rectangle or a square land is always advisable, because as you are all aware that whenever a land parcel is selected by you, you cannot utilize the complete land parcel for building up the structure. You have to leave a setback area for your fire permissions, for your ambulance, for your car parking. So actually when you have a shape of a structure which is not a rectangle or a square, you intend to lose much area for actual utilization of that particular land parcel. तो मैंने ऐसे स्ट्रक्चर्स देखे हैं जो हेक्सागन शेप के हो या ट्रेपेजियस शेप के हो, तो उसमें काफी लैंड वेस्टेज हो जाता है। तो वो सब चीजों का ध्यान आपने रखना चाहिए। और एक इम्पोर्टेंट पॉइंट है कि जब भी आप लैंड सिलेक्ट करोगे, अगल बगल में कोई वाटर बॉडी है क्या या कोई रॉकी माउंटेन है क्या, इन सब चीजों का भी ध्यान रखिए। और उसके लिए एक इम्पोर्टेंट टेस्ट है जिसको बोलते हैं सॉइल टेस्टिंग बोलते हैं उसे। तो उसका एडवांटेज ये रहता है कि इन एनी मल्टी स्पेशलिटी हॉस्पिटल Basement area is very important, which a doctor should always consider about, because you can keep lot of services in that particular area, and that basement area is always free of FSI. What is FSI? I'll come back to you on that. So water body और रॉकी माउंटेन्स एरिया का सिग्निफिकेंस ये रहता है कि अगर सॉफ्ट सॉइल रहा उस पर्टिकुलर एरिया के लिए तो बेसमेंट करने में थोड़े चैलेंजेस हो सकते हैं, बट आई एम श्योर अगर अच्छा आर्किटेक्ट आपने देख लिया, अच्छा स्ट्रक्चरल इंजीनियर आपने देख लिया, तो उसके भी सॉल्यूशंस आपको निकल पाएंगे. Same for Rocky Mountain. Supposedly, if you don't get an opportunity to dig the floor or the ground for more than 12 feet or 15 feet, then the chances of having a basement is very less. So all these things we need to consider before buying any land. Now, what is FSI? In particular places of India, it's called as FSI. In particular places, it's called as FAR. So FSI is known as floor space index, or FAR is known as floor area ratio. Floor area ratio. Sorry. So ये जो index है, it always comes when you are buying a land parcel, and it varies for what particular land, what particular activity you are using this land. So supposedly, if you want to build up a residential structure or a commercial structure or a hospital, आज के टाइम पे एक स्टैंडर्ड एफएसआई एक हॉस्पिटल के लिए 1.5 से लेके 3 के डोमेन में मिलता है. सो व्हाट इज द हेल्प ऑफ दिस एफएसआई? Supposedly, if I buy a land parcel of 20,000 square feet and my FSI is 3, so I can build up a structure of 60,000 square feet. It's as simple as that. So more of FSI will give you more benefit of building up the structure more and adding up more amenities, more beds into your hospital structure. There are certain ways of increasing the FSI also, by buying premium through TDR and various other norms, which my architects will help you in a right way. Whenever you visit us personally, we will give you all the details on that. So always look for a better FSI whenever you are buying a hospital structure. The land, I'm sorry. So this was more about the greenfield part. Now I would like to talk about brownfield part. कि जब एक brownfield area में एक डॉक्टर को हॉस्पिटल खोलना है, जिसमें मान लीजिए ग्राउंड प्लस 5 फ्लोर का स्ट्रक्चर है, जिसमें 2 फ्लोर एक डॉक्टर को लेने हैं, या फिर पूरा बिल्डिंग उनको लेना है, बट बिल्डिंग ऑलरेडी रेसिडेंशियल के लिए या कमर्शियल के लिए बना हुआ है, तो उन चीजों में क्या डॉक्यूमेंट्स का आपको ख्याल रखना पड़ेगा. तो सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है कि कोई भी स्ट्रक्चर आज के टाइम पे, अगर आप एक हॉस्पिटल डिजाइन स्ट्रक्चर ना हो, नॉन हॉस्पिटल डिजाइन स्ट्रक्चर हो, तो उसमें सेपरेट एंट्रेंस फॉर हॉस्पिटल होना मस्ट एंड मैंडेटरी हो गया है. तो इसमें क्या एडवांटेज हो जाता है कि आपका अगर कोई बैक साइड पे रेसिडेंशियल कॉम्प्लेक्स या कमर्शियल कॉम्प्लेक्स रहेगा, तो सोसाइटी के इश्यूज आपको आते नहीं है फॉर योर पेशेंट्स एंटरिंग और योर मेडिकल एंटरिंग इनटू द हॉस्पिटल. So a separate entrance is the new norm for all nursing homes and multi-specialty hospitals, maternity homes in today's day. Second important thing is you should always consider the height, the floor to ceiling height of any structure, because an average residential complex in a city like Mumbai has a height of 9 to 10 feet, whereas a commercial complex may range anywhere between 10 to 11 feet. So my personal suggestion is कि for an ideal hospital, the height should be more than 11 or 12 feet, because we come across with various services like operation theaters, ICU setup, whereby in today's date, if you need to have a modular operation theater, there is a lot of area which is consumed on the height ceiling area, and that is the reason having an operation theater with a 8 square feet or a 9 square feet height is the biggest challenge. तो ऐसे ना हो कि आप एक स्ट्रक्चर खरीद ले और बाद में आपको डॉक्टर या कोई आर्किटेक्ट बता दे कि यहाँ हॉस्पिटल बन नहीं सकता है. That would be a big burden to you. So always consider height while buying any brownfield project or ready-made structure in your city. Third important thing है कि आप लिफ्ट्स का डिटेलिंग रखना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. Third important thing is the lift which is there in your property. So many a times a residential or a commercial structure may not have stretcher lifts in them. So you should check for having a stretcher lift or demand for a stretcher lift from the person you are buying the property or renting the property. And if not possible, then there are options of core cutting, increasing the length of the current lift, and buying a new car inside that lift and solve the problem. So always look for that options also before going to purchase or rent out the brownfield project for you. Last but not the least, the ambulance parking area, the car parking area, because that is the demand. Because if you don't have the parking space, you will not get permissions for hospital, and that is very important thing which we need to consider before going for the brownfield project. Now, I would like to share you something about the documents which you need to require for a greenfield and a brownfield project. So, a greenfield project, as I just told you, that Satbara or a Khasra document or a Tikka document is must for an architect to understand what is the maximum benefit we can avail of that particular land parcel for building up a hospital structure. The other documents we require is the CTS plan and the property documents, which will help us to understand the land parcel in details. Obviously, all must be aware that any land parcel has to be converted for non-agricultural purpose. Then only you can use that land parcel for a hospital permission. Rest of the licensing processes will be explained by you once you contact us one by one. About the brownfield project, there are documents like occupation certificate, completion certificate, which we commonly call is an OCCC, and last but not the least, the fire MSC. This is the must document in today's date. You all are aware that how fire challenges are happening in a healthcare structure, and that is the latest demand. So without fire MOC for a hospital design, don't enter into a brownfield project. That is my suggestion to you. Okay. So coming back to this structure, this is a 250 plus bedded hospital structure, and as I mentioned you, it has been designed futuristically. It has been designed floor wise for each and every services, and the idea is it should be used in a maximum way in a right operational purpose for the doctors and nurses, so that maximum benefits can be availed from this structure. So from here onwards, my architects Pranjali and Snigdha will talk to you about certain things which are to be considered and must while designing a hospital. Over to you both. Thank you so much.
Hello, welcome again. Hi, this is architect Snigdha Chaudhary and Pranjali. So today we will be discussing about this model that we have made over here. This is actually a basement plus 7-floor structure. So when we talk about space planning, what is important in space planning to understand to have a ratio of vertical and horizontal panels. And we are going to explain you about the floor-wise divisions.
Why don't you explain us exactly what you have included in the floors and how to go about with the overall.
Can you add up Hindi in this, please?
Yes, sure, sir.
So when we go to the ground floor, basement floor, we generally suggest you to have your mortuaries, admin stores, service areas in the basement, so that you don't have much of operations going on over there. When you come to the ground floor, we generally suggest you to have pharmacy, casualty area, emergency OTs, and such pharmacy areas on the basement. When you go above the floors, on upper floors, we suggest you to have OPD areas where you can have all the OPDs for specialty and super specialty. We can generally have we can divide the floors in terms of the uses like radiology, gynecology. We can have general wards, suites, VIP areas, cath labs, ICUs, and OT theaters. When you come to OT complex, we generally suggest you to have them on upper floor to avoid plumbing issues and all the leakages. When the structure has been made, RCC structure has been made, we suggest you to have all your equipments like MRI, cath lab to be introduced before having the facade completely done.
So, is there a reason why you kept the admin area on the top floor?
Yes, according to the norms, we generally suggest to you to have only 32 meters of the area used. So after 32 meters of the area, we have the upper floors can be used for admin blocks and all of those uses.
Okay, so we are trying. So next, do you want to speak about casualty?
Yes, sure. Now we will talk about in detail about how a space planning should be done in terms of a specific area. When it comes to casualty area, we require you to have a ramp of 2.4 meter provided towards the entrance. Towards the entrance. A parking for ambulance to be provided towards the entrance of the casualty area for all the emergency cases. The entry should be free of all obstacles throughout. That for better treatment, crash cart trolleys should be present 24/7 available there. Medical equipments like ECG machine should be there 24 hours to handle cases. These are the few tips that we should have while designing our casualty areas. We can also look up at designing space for lifts. Every hospital building should have lifts. Lifts that have enough sizes for having a stretcher to go, which is generally the core size to be 9 feet by 6 feet. A lift is recommended to use as ISO complement lifts and accelerators that are safety measures. Elevators that are used for stretcher lift, handicap lifts, wheelchair lift are suggested. The speed limit of the lift should be 0.5 meters per second. 50% of the total lift area should be categorized under 5 lifts.
So, which are the 5 categories? Do you want to explain that?
We should talk about the services areas. Can you please?
Yeah, sure. Let's start with the services area. So, the main, yeah. So, hello everyone, hello doctors, I'm Pranjali and I'm going to start with the services area. The most important service that should be catered is fire. So, you need to make arrangements in case there is a fire and it is amongst the most important NOCs also to be acquired during making of your hospital. So, there are so it basically includes fire installation and then fire escape. So as you see, we've provided a 9-meter wide driveway all along the periphery of the hospital. So our fire tender or the fire brigade bus or the vehicle can enter from these given entrances, which are almost 12-meter wide, and they can enter and they can tend the fire from every spot or every corner of the structure. Then comes the fire escape. So fire escapes normally include fire staircases and fire lifts. These fire staircases need to be provided mostly near the critical areas. So as you can see here, we have a casualty here and we've provided a nice 2-meter wide fire staircase behind this facade, this glass facade. There are, all 50% of all the lifts that you've provided are to be designated as fire lifts. So these lifts are not taken down to the basement areas. They normally go from basement to the upper floors. And these, during a fire, you are advised to switch off all the lifts and only the fire lifts are kept working and they are used by the fire personnel to tend the fire. Then there are types of fire installations again, which include fire alarms, fire sprinkler systems, fire extinguishers, fire suppression systems, fire hydrants, hose reel, emergency lights, exit signs, fireproofing material, fire signage, and all this is suggested or advised or prescribed to you in your fire NOCs that you get from the authorities, and you are supposed to install it according to that.
Thank you, Pranjali, for the fire. Can you give us insights about the services that we provide in the hospital?
Yes. So what we've done is in this model, we have segregated the service area. So mainly we put the service area in the basement where the visitors can't see it, and also here at the rear of the hospital building. And we provided an alternate entrance to it, which is this. So our service vehicles can come through here and then attend the business there. And then this is a two-way driveway. So they can just return back from here. And no one else in the front has to see the service vehicles. So let's go one by one. Let's start with the oxygen plant or the LMO. So there's a thing called gas manifold, which includes the MGPS system and the LMO system. So this was realized during the COVID times, when O2 was required, and not many hospitals had the provisions for it. So what they've started doing is they've started making LMO plants mandatory. LMO plant is a liquid medical oxygen plant. So they basically bring out oxygen tanks which are stored in a cryogenic state in the premises of your hospital, and it is connected from here to the critical areas or whichever areas where the O2 is required via ducts or pipelines. So this oxygen plant is normally kept aloof or separated from all the other areas, mostly because O2 is such a combustible gas. We don't want any casualties while if there's a leak or anything. Also, now let's come to the MGPS.
What is MGPS?
Yeah, MGPS is medical gas pipeline system. Again, this is a centralized system where you would again store gases. They bring out cylinders of gas and they are stored, and they are again the gas from there is transported to the critical areas. They mostly via pipeline. It is connected to the bedhead panels in the ICUs, and mostly these days they are given in the single rooms and the wards as well. So it is easily accessible for the doctors also. So earlier what used to happen is they used to have these portable cylinders which used to be rushed to the patient area, and then they used to go about it. So now this is become very convenient.
What do you suggest to have in the service areas?
Yeah, so service areas normally, service area here we've given a service block in the basement. So this service area includes the water tanks, the STP, ETP. STP is sewage treatment plant and ETP is effluent treatment plant. And that depends, you actually have to calculate the load that is going to come on that, and then the tanks vary, the size of the tanks vary according to that. And then there is, we've kept a mortuary, which is not a service exactly, but it is kept next to the service areas because no one wants to actually see it, and the work can be done likewise. So the next would be our generator. So we've provided a generator room. So if you see here, we've provided an oxygen plant in the far corner of this thing, and then we've provided a services block. So what we've done is to avoid provide a buffer area in between the generator room and the oxygen plant. We've provided a service area. We've given a staff locker change and staff areas and everything. So the this thing can be central. So the staff can keep this thing on both the areas. Watch on both the areas. Yes. So now the generator room. If you can come through here, you can actually see the generators that we've shown. Shubham, if you could bring the camera here. Yeah. So if you can see the green thing here, these are the two generators that we've kept. You'll have to actually bring it from here. Yeah, you can see it in the mirror, right? So these are the two generators that we've kept inside. and these generators basically play a critical role in the hospital, ensuring the continuous and uninterrupted supply of electricity to support patient care and operation of essential medical equipment. So these hospitals basically rely on the backup generators to provide electricity during power outages, which can be caused by various factors such as severe weather, power grid failures, equipment malfunctions, etc. Then there is a thing called transformers. Transformers are crucial components in the hospital electrical system. They play a vital role in stepping up or stepping down voltage levels to ensure a safe and efficient supply of electricity to various parts of the hospital. So what we've done is we've included the transformer area also in the generator room. So this whole area is almost a 500 to 800 square feet area, which we have cordoned off and made like a room, and then all the service areas can be put together and nothing has to be out on display. Then
Can you explain us something about HTLT panels? What
yeah,
are
so
those?
HTLT panels are basically high tension and low tension panels, which are given in electrical distribution panels used in power system to manage and distribute electrical energy efficiently and safely. What else? Yeah. There's also an LPG plant. So LPG plant is basically a liquefied petroleum gas, as all of us know, and it is in a hospital. LPG plant can be used as an alternative to power small systems like lighting system, be it a lift that can be working. So these small systems can be used for an LPG plant. So what we've done is here we've given the LPG plant downstairs in the basement, and we've given the vents up above. If you can see, there are vents here. So these vents are for the STP and ETP systems, and these are for the LPG systems.
What about the HVAC and AC systems?
Yeah, so that's a huge this thing. So HVAC is basically providing heating to maintain a comfortable indoor temperature during cold weather. Ventilation is the process of exchanging indoor air with outdoor air to remove indoor pollutants and fresh air. So proper ventilation is crucial for maintaining indoor air quality and preventing the buildup of harmful substances. HVAC systems provide cooling to maintain a comfortable indoor temperature during a hot weather. So here, what we've done is basic working or a concept of HVAC system here in this model is we've provided a ductable system where we've provided boilers in the basement areas. So and AHUs on every floor, and a cooling tower on the top, on the terrace. So what happens is these AHUs are connected to the whole floor via ducts, and these are central to. So every floor has an AHU, and they basically supply fresh air to the whole floor. So what happens is stale air is sucked in through vents, and it is taken down to the boilers in the basement, and then it is again brought back to the cooling tower on the terrace where it is conditioned, and from the cooling towers it is brought back to the HU, and then it is supplied again to the rest of the floor, to the whole floor via ducts, and the air conditioning system basically works like that. So now over to you, Snigdha. We want to speak about green buildings.
Yes, green hospital is something which we were going to cover right now. Green buildings is an economically viable, environmentally fluent thing. So when we begin to talk about green buildings, first two things that come up to my mind are solar panels. Solar panel is something that requires, when you install it in a hospital, it reduces your consumption of energy by 50 to 60%. Installation of solar panels help you to reduce the energy, and it makes the environment a little more helpful to have green environment. When you come to a green hospital design, it aims to create a healthy environment for its patient, reduce the stress and promote well-being of the patient, reduce CO2 gas in fact overall. We have also provided on the terrace that is rainwater harvesting. Rainwater harvesting helps you to have the water consumption is used very less. When we talk about having rainwater harvesting, we use all the rainwater that has been collected on the terrace, and then it's been stored in the service block, that is on the basement, inside the basement. So what does this help you to? You can use that water for toilet flushing, for service area uses. All of this will reduce your energy uses and water consumptions by 50 to 60%, which will eventually help you have a greener building. As you understand that all the units that are being used in the hospital, the MRI machine, cath lab machine, use a lot of energy. So reducing all of that with the help of solar panel is going to help you have a better hospital and a more environmentally friendly hospital. Anything else that we are going to talk about today is Vastu. So Vastu, Pranjali, can you let us know what is Vastu?
Yeah, so final tips. Let's end this with a few tips about Vastu. So what we've done is we normally keep a north side entrance. So we've given a north side entrance, keeping this, considering this area as the north. We've kept a north side entrance, and if you can see, we've provided a lot of greenery, which helps in the basic healing of a structure. Also, we've given a temple. If you can come around here, we've given a temple that also creates a holistic environment. Now there are other tips for the interiors, like your toilets are to be kept to the northwest. Your OPD areas are to be kept at the northeast. Then your OT complex is kept to the south. Your patient areas, your wards should be towards the east, so that your patients get a lot of sunlight and eventually energy, and it helps with the getting well, yeah, healing process. Yes, and yeah, that's about it. These are just a few tips, and
We hope this was helpful for you to understand. Thank you so much.
Yes. So friends, कैसा रहा? होप आपको ये पूरा डिटेल हेल्पफुल था हमारे एंड से. सबसे पहले क्षमा चाहता हूँ कि मैंने बहुत कोशिश की हिंदी हमारे राष्ट्रभाषा का उपयोग करने के लिए, लेकिन थोड़ा आर्किटेक्ट को शायद मुझे रगड़ना पड़ेगा ये वेबिनार के बाद. तो अगली बार पूरी कोशिश होगी हिंदी और इंग्लिश ये दोनों भाषाओं का सपोर्ट लेने के लिए. So I would like to add a few more things which immediately comes into my mind is yes, जैसे मैंने पहले कहा था, सभी डॉक्टरों को ग्रीन फील्ड की अपॉर्चुनिटी नहीं मिल पाती, कभी-कभी ब्राउन फील्ड के लिए भी जाना पड़ता है. तो आपको सबसे पहले कोई भी स्ट्रक्चर या हॉस्पिटल बनाने के पहले ना सिर्फ ये सब चीजों का ध्यान रखना चाहिए, बट उसका कंस्ट्रक्शन टाइम, उसके पीछे जो कॉस्ट इन्वॉल्व होता है, ये सब चीजों का भी ध्यान खास करके आपको रखना चाहिए. काफी क्लाइंट्स मेरे पास आते हैं कि हमारे यहाँ आरसीसी का स्ट्रक्चर फलाना रेट से होता है, आपका रेट थोड़ा महंगा है. और ऐसे भी हमने देखा है कि उन्होंने उनसे काम लेके उधर 6 महीना 1 साल डिले चल रहा है प्रोजेक्ट. तो एक डॉक्टर को ये समझना चाहिए कि टाइम इज द मोस्ट वैल्यूएबल एसेट व्हिच अ डॉक्टर हैज इन टुडेस डे. Money he will earn if he starts the hospital as soon as possible. So don't try to be wrongly shopping at wrong places. That is what my immediate understanding is. Another piece of advice I would like to give you is always be precise in the licensing part. Change of user है, land का clearances चाहिए, fire permissions चाहिए. Right licensing team के पास जाना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, क्योंकि काफी क्लाइंट्स हमारे 3 साल हो गए, 4 साल हो गए लाइसेंसिंग के प्रोसेस में, लैंड में कुछ डिस्प्यूट्स है, प्रोजेक्ट शुरू करने के लिए एडवांसेस मिले हैं लेकिन प्रोजेक्ट डिले हो चुके हैं क्योंकि सामने से क्लियरेंस मिल नहीं रहे हैं। और इंडिया ये वो कंट्री है जहाँ लाइसेंसिंग के लिए कभी-कभी जल्दी हो जाता है, कभी-कभी अननेसेसरी डिले हो जाते हैं। तो सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट चीज है कि जब आप लाइसेंसिंग कर रहे हो तो उसमें 2 एस्पेक्ट्स रहते हैं, एक थिंग्स व्हिच विद इन योर कंट्रोल और कुछ थिंग्स बियॉन्ड योर कंट्रोल। So things which within your control are there, that submitting the right drawing, submitting the right format of papers are very important, which many consultancies are not giving advices to. I have to come across many consultancies from my clients themselves saying कि लाइसेंसिंग तो हम देखते ही नहीं, वो आपका लुकआउट है। और लाइसेंसिंग ये एक ही चैप्टर है जो पूरा प्रोजेक्ट जीरो भी कर सकता है या प्रॉफिटेबल भी कर सकता है। तो वो सब चीजों का आपको ध्यान रखना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। कुछ और एडिशंस अगर आज आप मुझे पूछोगे तो कॉस्ट ऑफ आरसीसी कितना हो सकता है, इंटीरियर्स कितना हो सकता है। सो आरसीसी का कॉस्ट डिपेंडिंग ऑन द लोकेशन, डिपेंडिंग ऑन सीमेंट स्टील कॉस्ट एंड लॉजिस्टिक कॉस्ट इन दैट पर्टिकुलर एरिया, इट वेरीज। एंड यू ऑलवेज रिमेंबर दैट आरसीसी and steel component or cement and steel component for a residential building to a hospital building is totally different। तो आपको कोई भी कॉन्ट्रैक्टर आज के टाइम पे बोलेगा रेसिडेंशियल के रेट में मैं आपको बिल्डिंग हॉस्पिटल की बांध के दे रहा हूँ, तो डेफिनेटली वो स्टील और सीमेंट में कुछ तो गड़बड़ करेगा और उस पे आपको एनओसी मिलने वाला नहीं है। तो कुछ कम पैसे बचाने के लिए आपका पूरा प्रोजेक्ट स्टॉल मत कीजिए, क्योंकि आज के टाइम पे हॉस्पिटल बनाना एक विजन है, एक ड्रीम है। सिर्फ कॉस्ट कटिंग के नाम पे आप गलत सजेशन, गलत एडवाइस ना दें। सो दीज आर द फ्यू इनपुट्स मी एंड माय टीम थॉट ऑफ गिविंग यू दैट आइडिया कि कभी भी आप हॉस्पिटल प्लानिंग के लिए आए तो ये सब चीजों का ख्याल रखिए। आई एम श्योर ये 3D मॉडल लाइव प्रेजेंटेशन पे आपको एक पर्सनल टच मिला, एक विजुअलाइजेशन मिला कि एक हॉस्पिटल का लुक एंड फील कैसे हो सकता है। Yes, Hospertz is proud to have bagged many such projects of 200, 300 plus bed hospitals across India, and this is a sample project which we would not like to disclose right now, but right time पे हम लोग आपकी इसका live hospital आपको दिखाने की जरूर चेष्टा करेंगे। And I hope you guys have nice weekend, and thank you for your wishes, your blessings, and all your questions will be dealt by my team one by one, and all our email IDs and contact numbers will be mentioned to you at personal level। कुछ भी query रहे आप हमें हमेशा contact कीजिए, we are always available for you। Bye for now and take care and thank you very much। Bye।